What's up, bot fam? At some point in your bot building journey, or maybe even before you get started, you're gonna wonder how often you should actually be messaging your chatbot list. So in this video, I'm gonna break down 3 different categories of business types and how often they should be messaging their lists. I guarantee your business or your client's business will fall under one of these 3 categories, so keep watching to find out how often you should be talking to your messenger bot audience. So business type number 1 is going to be a business that doesn't create a lot of regular new content. So you may have a few core evergreen offers and pieces of content that you drive people towards, but you're not necessarily creating new videos, new posts, new blog articles, pretty much any new content on a regular basis. This could also be a utilities company or a type of company where you communicate with your customers once a month rather than, every week or every day. About 30 out of 100 of our bot clients fall under this category, so we've extensively tested how often a company like this, where you don't have a ton of regular new stuff to share with people, should actually be messaging your list. And one thing that I'll put out there is that regardless of what type of company you fall under for these 3 categories, you should at least be messaging your list once a month with an update, a story, a new piece of content, a survey, or ask your list a question and build a piece of content from your audience's answers. National Geographic is a chatbot example that you can look at that does this really well. And as you start to talk to more and more chatbots, just kind of testing them out, seeing what other people are doing, you can start to note how often they message you, and you can see what category of business they fall under and whether you're actually enjoying those messages or if it feels like a little bit too much or even too less. So if your business falls under category number 1, comment hashtag category 1 in the comments. Moving on to our second category. This is a business type that makes a few pieces of content every single month, or you might have a few recurring offers that happen. Maybe, for example, at a restaurant, it could be kids eat free on Tuesdays, or maybe for an e-commerce shop, it could be free shipping Fridays, maybe once a month or every week. And so if you have those ongoing campaigns that might have different themes every month, or just be the same thing, but you want to remind people about that, then you're going to fall under category number 2. My recommendation for you is to message your list at least once a week with your new piece of content or reminding them about your campaign. Don't forget to let people unsubscribe from these types of campaigns. That's really important, that if you're sending people specific messages about certain campaigns you've got going on or certain types or categories of content, then you want to make sure that people are getting the relevant content for themselves, and you can let people weed themselves out if maybe they're interested in your brand overall, but they might not be interested in certain types of updates. So just a pro tip for you to keep in mind as you start to message your list more and more and figure out how often your bot audience wants to hear from you. An amazing example of category number 2 is the Sierra Club chatbot. They are a national nonprofit that is all about nature conservation and getting people to sign petitions, getting people to donate, and ultimately advocate for their causes and their mission. So take a look at their chatbot. I'll put the links to both the National Geographic as well as this chatbot and any of the other ones I mentioned in the comments down below, so you guys can go and check those out and see what those updates look like. They're quick, but they're exciting and entertaining for people who want to learn more about the cause, who want to be involved with the brand, and the timeline on which they do it makes a lot of sense for the type of business and ultimately the category that they fall under, which is what I am walking you through. So if this sounds like the type of business that you have, where you're making a few core pieces of content every single month, or you have an ongoing campaign that you want to remind people about, comment hashtag category 2 below. And our third and final category is a business that makes a ton of new content. So a great example of this to look at are companies like TechCrunch or Social Media Examiner. And you can check out Social Media Examiner by going to socialmediaexaminer.com. They are one of our clients, and what we realize is that because they are making such high quality recurring content every single day pretty much on new topics, and it's all original, we want to get that stuff out to their audience because they're not necessarily seeing it on other channels, social media and and email are pretty crowded, and so being able to get this content out to people as soon as it's published is pretty key for us in our mission with their chatbot. So take a look at Social Media Examiner's chatbot. A couple other chatbots that do really well with this are TechCrunch, Shine Text, as well as the Stoic bot. These are all bots that clearly have a certain mission, a certain purpose in messaging you every single day or every few days so that you can get that content, get a simple update or reminder about what's going on with them, or even get the link to a new blog article or video that they've put out. So whatever that content is that they're putting out for you, they're sending that your way every so often, usually every few days. So my best recommendation for you, if you fall under category number 3, is to message your list at least every 1 to 3 days, so that way you're getting that content to your audience, they're expecting it as well. Setting expectations is going to be really important, and see if people are interested in getting that content from you. And again, because you're going to be messaging your list pretty often, maybe even more than you've been emailing them in the past, make sure to let people unsubscribe from these types of updates if you're going to be sending certain topics or certain types of content in these messages that are happening often. And if your business falls under this category, comment hashtag category 3 below. So I hope this video was helpful for you in giving you an idea of how often you should be messaging your list. We came to these 3 conclusions of these categories based on serving over 100 clients with bots and broadcasting out to their lists often or not, and seeing what the audience really wanted and doing a lot of surveying, getting a lot of feedback from these clients' users so that we could actually know what did they want to hear about and what did they want that experience to look like. And being able to unsubscribe from specific types of content was one of the things, or one of the biggest pieces of feedback that we got. So if this video was helpful for you, then give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more agency tips and strategies, as well as chatbot strategies and tactics. Thanks for watching, Bot Fam. I'll see you in the next video.